Hey, what's up, people? This is Alex Colazzo, or Alex the Maverick Colazzo. And coming up, we have Sifu Terry Faircloth, who is the founder of the very kinetic martial arts hybrid Kaju Kembo Xuan Fa. And I love talking to this guy. He's very knowledgeable of the martial arts, and he can teach you a lot about how to run a business. He's trained with big names like Alda Cascos. And anyway, I just can't wait to start talking to him. I want to remind you guys that you have just entered the Mavericks Dojo.
How's your students doing?
They're doing really good. Really good.
Good.
All training and getting ready for next year, the banquet.
Isn't that exciting to see the progress and know that you had a part of it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially when they win. I know that, to me, that's like just an unbelievable feeling. I get more excited than they do.
Wow.
But that's just me.
You took a lot of your students to competitions, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I usually took like 30 to compete. Out of 100 students, we only had 30 competing, but that's still a good amount. And oh, that was awesome, man.
I've seen a lot of the footage, man. Their forms are excellent.
Thank you. Yeah, there's something happens when you teach a student their own personal tournament form, competition form, and they get into it, and so I created each one their own, and they did so well, man. I gotta tell you this. This is just sharing with you, nothing about boasting or nothing. I'm not about that. But I was at a tournament one time, and I can tell you what, there's no better feeling than this happening. When they usually around here, when the black belt division, when they're going to announce the winners for like forms or whatever, they pause the tournament for a second to announce the black belt, who won, their names, and then they come forward and get their trophies. One tournament we were at, it was a pretty big tournament, and I had 5 of my women's black belt in the division, and there's probably 35 other competitors there. That's how big this tournament was. For us, it's big anyway. And and same with the black belt men. I had about 5 of my black belts in that division. And when they announced the women's division first, the winners, they called one of my students' names for 3rd place. That was rocking. And then they called another one of my students' names for 2nd place. And then for 1st place, they called my student again. A clean sweep in the black belt division. And I was smiling so much I looked like the Joker. and then to top it off, we did the same in the men's division. We clean sweeped it.
Oh,
both
man.
black belt divisions. That was the highest I've ever been. I could, clean sweep the both. It was unbelievable. I'll never forget that feeling. That was awesome.
I mean, it's because you're such an excellent teacher, man. Like I said, I love your work, and your martial art that you teach. Like I said, I wrote before in your article, a lot of speed, agility, proper form. I mean, it's just beautiful to watch.
Thank you. Yeah, I really enjoy having the freedom that we have in our system to create and to create on top of what you've gained from it, and to blend it in, and it's allowed. Which a lot of systems, they don't allow that, But I'm fortunate to be in the system that does allow it. And I mean, you can go to Katikimo schools, different ones, and there's no two the same. you can see resemblances, of okay, that's like Monkey 5, but that's Monkey 5 their way, and our Monkey 5 is different. But you can still see it's close to it, but it's not exact. And that's what I like about it is just the availability to create. And I'm so fortunate that was the way it ended up being in art. Because when I became a student of art, I had no idea that art system did that. I was so lucky that it did, though, because I had a hard time coming up in the martial arts. I mean, I was the ugly duckling of the class. I felt, yeah, I was. I'm not kidding you. The black clothes was good. I didn't think I looked good, and then but it's weird. I had to really dig, and gonna quit. I quit. I'm never going back. And then the next day I'll be there again. I did that for like 2 years. But one day, those people that got their black belts way before me were about 8 years later were studying underneath me. So that was kind of cool, and it was just all in my head. I was my own worst enemy.
Really?
Aren't we all?
Yeah, true. You started out in Kajukembo, is it?
Yeah, Kajukembo. For 3 years, I didn't even know what it was. All that said on the sign was Chuan Fan Kung Fu. And I studied 3 years, and I didn't even know it was Kajukembo. Yeah, isn't that weird? And then when I learned about Kajukembo, I was excited that, Yeah, my first teacher was really good, really high skilled, creative, but I didn't understand all that. I didn't know all that stuff. He really didn't have structured classes. He just kind of came in and left when you want. And did your stuff. But, yeah, it was kind of weird. There was no lineup and bow in and this and that. Not till he left after 3.5 years. He moved to Florida and his top student took over. And then he started structured classes, which is a relief. And then I started learning about the art stuff, and I was like, wow, I'm into that. I think, I like it. And I was allowed to change stuff. Because some of the street, a lot of systems have numbers, like number 1, you do this, 200 grab, number 2, you do this way, and you follow certain steps. And some of the stuff is very difficult for me, And so I always would look so awkward when test day came because that one I had to do a spin kick on and I just at that time in my life I had a hard time with spin kicks and so he allowed me to change and work out to go with your hands and that was something that I felt I had a good grasp on was my hands and hand speed. So I was allowed to do that and it made life easier for me once that he allowed me to do my own ad libs on a street application. Some of them were kind of awkward.
He sounded like a very open-minded gentleman.
Yeah, I was lucky. You know what I did? Okay, he took over the school. He ran it for like 8 months, and just one night he said, "I quit." Because he was having problems with Sifu Clark, who was in Florida. I don't know what the deal was, but anyway, he quit. So we had no school for like 9 months. There was no more school, no more kung fu, no more kajikemo, no more nothing. Oh, no. And I was working out with a friend that was a brown belt, and we got together one night. And we said, you know what? Let's go find him. Cool. So I was going to pay the school rent. I'd pay the rent if he'd teach it. And so we went and found him, and he did it. I paid the rent, and I was a green belt, and he taught classes. And then I thought, well, man, I got to hurry in some case he changed his mind, So I got him a job with me. And I drove truck every day, and I was home every day, though. But I drove truck, and the company hired him on for my helper. So then I got to learn all my material in warehouses. So I learned it all day long from him. And then the day I got my black belt, I learned so much from him because of that, having him with me all day. He shook my hand and said, "It's all yours." And that's the last time I saw him.
Nice. Huh.
That was kind of bizarre. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was lucky though. I got him a job with me. I was determined to get that black belt.
Wow, man. Oh, wow. What a story.
It worked.
What a story.
It worked, man. Yeah.